If you've ever thought about going on a solo adventure but something's been holding you back, maybe it feels a bit too intimidating or you're not sure you'd actually enjoy it, you're not alone. I felt the same way so many times before I started solo hiking and at multiple stages throughout my outdoor adventure journey, but it's honestly one of the most rewarding things that I do. Today I'm hiking the Avonmore Way in Wicklow, and along the way I'm going to show you what a solo adventure can look like, take you through some of my solo adventure story, and share the reasons why I think you should try it out too. And by the end of this video, I hope you'll feel a little bit more confident and maybe even inspired to head out on your own adventure. So let's go. This is off to an even better start than I expected because this trail is even more beautiful than what I had in mind. I'm literally only about a 10 to 20 minute drive from where I live, so I have walked portions of this trail before in little snippets while out walking Taz, but I've never done the whole thing, and I've never done this specific section where I'm starting from in Rathdrum, and it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful day, it's lovely and quiet. All I can hear are the birds and the stream beside me. So the Avonmore Way is a 12-kilometre linear trail that goes between the villages of Lara and Rathdrum in County Wicklow. And I have chosen to start from Rathdrum. There's two kind of entry points. I entered via the Hidden Valley Resort, and it starts with a really lovely little section of boardwalk. So I do recommend starting there. And then it'll take us along the Avonmore River through the Vale of Clara, which is a great spot for bluebells in spring. So there's a tip for you. You could do this in spring and you'd be surrounded by bluebells, which would be even more beautiful. And I think the trail itself could take anywhere around 3 hours to walk, but I got the bus here and I'm getting a bus home afterwards, and there's a 5-hour gap in between my buses. So I'm going to take it real nice and slow. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to really soak it all in. And we're going to chat about why I love solo adventure so much. So pretty. So obviously there's loads of different reasons as to why someone might not feel ready, why you might not feel ready to go out on solo adventures. Especially if you're a woman, there are some genuine safety concerns, and that might be where your fear is. And I suppose I can't tell you how to get over that. That's a matter of slowly building up your confidence and getting comfortable in the outdoors and in the spaces that you want to be out on solo adventures. For example, today feels very much within my comfort zone because I'm so close to home. It's an area I'm familiar with. It's just a short trail. I don't feel there's any safety concerns here from the point of view of like other people causing me harm. I could obviously injure myself in any way that you can when you're outdoors. So then it's a matter of building up confidence. And for that, it's really just a matter of starting small and slowly building your way up. It's getting warm out here already today. So that's my first main tip. That's the best thing you can do, is just start small and slowly build your way up to whatever the big adventure might be. And I'll talk a little bit more later about how I'm currently building my way back up and building that confidence back up to a bigger adventure that I'm hoping to do sometime soon. Okay, let's keep going because I'm pretty sure we are about to get to the really cool bridge just up ahead. Of course, one of the other elements that can really help with your confidence when you're in the outdoors is just knowing your own safety in the outdoors, what to do in emergencies, how to navigate, how to do all of those things, just so that you feel more confident that you can handle different scenarios if they arise. So what I would definitely recommend for that is for anyone who's seriously considering upping their adventures and doing more things solo, consider doing your mountain skills. I recently did my mountain skills 1. It's a weekend course. You can watch the full video of it here. And I do intend on going on to do my mountain skills 2 as well. And even just from that first weekend course, I feel so much more confident. This is a waymarked trail. I likely won't need to use any of those skills here today, but for other adventures where I'm more up in the hills, in the more difficult terrain, where there might be more varying weather, it can be really helpful. So I definitely recommend looking into that if it's that confidence element that you do struggle with. And here we are at the bridge. It is the Samuel Hayes Bridge. Oh my gosh, it's such a nice day. I'm so warm already. I'm gonna have to put some sun cream on. I mentioned how I'm really taking my time, so I'm gonna stop somewhere nice for a lovely picnic along the way. And then at the very end, there is a really lovely spot to swim in the river that I've been to before. So that's what we're gonna wrap this all up with today. There we go. We've got our official way markers. Avonmore Way. And this is the Vale of Clara portion. So there's quite a lot of wildlife. Hopefully we'll see something. That'll be fun. I haven't seen a single other person yet. It's just me out here, which is really lovely. So to give a bit of background on my solo adventure journey so far, it started really with solo travel. I travelled solo to the Canary Islands when I was 19, and that's where I went on summer holidays with my family for a number of years in a row. And I just came across cheap flights for summer. I was like, this sounds good, I'm going to book it. I found a cheap apartment and it had another room. So I was like, I'll just find someone who can come with me. And it just ended up being that none of my friends were available to come with me. So I went by myself and it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. And it really didn't feel like that big a deal because it was somewhere I was familiar with and it felt comfortable and easy in that way, which is definitely the way to go with starting this. Go somewhere you've already been before. And then from there on, I just continued to do solo trips in Europe when I would come across cheap flights and there was no one available to go with me. Fast forward to the pandemic, which is really where my love for the outdoors and hiking and camping started. And thankfully that solo travel helped me feel more comfortable with the idea of doing solo hikes. So whenever I really wanted to go somewhere, when I had the time, when I had the day off and there wasn't someone to go with me, I just come out by myself. And then, as is the way with these kind of outdoor activities, you start to always look for the next thing, the next stage, to push yourself, another challenge, go a little bit further. So about 2 years ago, I solo camped for the first time. And I'll talk a bit more about that later. But again, it was just somewhere really familiar and easy. And it was a nice, easy one step up. So I'm never like jumping way ahead and going crazy, doing anything to push myself out of my comfort zone or do anything that might be unsafe or irresponsible. That's obviously not what this is about. Oh, the river is beautiful. Something that's also worth mentioning on that point is that I am in a relationship with someone who enjoys hiking and camping and these same outdoor activities, and I now have a group of friends as well who we all love to hike together, but that doesn't have to stop me from going out and doing things solo. I think solo adventuring can be for everybody. It's obviously for the people who don't yet have friends or partners or family members to do it with. But even if you do, that doesn't mean you have to always wait until they're available. You can do it as a challenge. You can take a day for yourself. It's quite a mindful thing. You're spending a lot of time just with yourself, especially if you don't bring earphones to listen to music or a podcast. You're just in your own head. And one of the main things I quite like about it too. But I don't think you have to be a certain type of person to be out doing solo adventures. It can be for everybody. And just one really quick note to say that for me, this is applying mostly to solo hiking, solo camping, and a bit of solo travel, but it can apply to whatever your outdoor adventure of choice is. It doesn't even have to be an outdoor adventure. It can be whatever you want. You can start with going to the cinema alone. I think that's something that a lot of people would think is very scary, but I highly recommend. It's a lot of fun. Go out for a coffee alone and then go out for a meal alone. If the actual act of being alone is what scares you, what you're not comfortable with, start with something like that and then work your way up to the fun outdoor stuff. I kind of can't get over how quiet it actually is. As soon as I stop walking and it's not just my backpack and my footsteps. I'm not using a microphone right now either so that you can hear it. So nice. Where else would you want to be on a Friday morning? So we are 5.5 kilometers in and it looks like we're coming up to our first little patch of road walking. But thankfully there's another sign. This has all been super easy to navigate. Another sign. So we're heading down the road down here. So as we turned onto the road, I just double checked my phone and we are seeing some discrepancies between, I have a downloaded map from a website about the Avonmore Way. I have the hiker map open and then obviously there's the signs on the trail that I'm following and they're not all completely in agreement. So that's just a little something to be mindful of. It's always worth having more than one source, not just blindly following one map. This, again, we can't really go wrong with this. We're just following a nice little trail slightly north, but always worth having a backup for navigation, just to be sure, especially when you're out by yourself. I know road walking isn't like the goal most of the time when we're out hiking, but I kind of like when a trail just has like a little portion, because it just feels so like countryside-esque to just be out walking on a little road, and they're usually very quiet. So by far one of my favorite parts about doing things alone is that you are working entirely on your own schedule. You don't have to consider anybody else and what they want to do, when they want to stop, when they want to take a break, when they don't want to take a break, what speed they want to go at. It's all entirely up to me. So I am getting pretty hungry already. We're just over the halfway mark, I think. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for a nice spot that I can settle down in and make my lunch. So I just want to be back near the river. We've kind of veered slightly away from the river. We're going to turn back onto it again. So around about then, I think, is where I'll stop and have my lunch. And then I can also spend as long as I want on my lunch break too. It's the little things, you know? Okay, so this bridge means we are back over the river. So I wonder if there's anywhere nice for me to sit. So, found a grand little spot by the river. So I think I'm going to perch myself here and make my lunch. Lovely. So as I get myself ready for lunch, the next kind of biggest thing about doing these solo adventures, the most important thing is your planning and your preparation. I actually watched a really great video by Stephen J. Reid that's kind of on this same thing, but specifically about solo camping. And he talked about how it's important to feel prepared and really understand all of your gear. So if you're going solo camping and you've never set up your own tent before or used your cooking system before, go out and practice that. So like he recommended going out on a hike with all of that gear, practice carrying all of that gear, which is a good thing too. Set up your tent, maybe even like make yourself a cup of tea, and then don't spend the night. Pack it all back up and hike back down. I think that's a really great tip. Like you want to practice all of this stuff and make sure you're able to do it. And for me, that specifically is related to the cooking setup, because when I have camped with Kieran before, he has always done the cooking. He's always been the one to use the stove. I've never done it by myself. So that's what I'm doing here today. I'm going all out for my lunch. I'm having some ravioli and pasta sauce. So let's see. This is the moment of truth now. Can I actually do it all myself? Another small element of that is our water filter system. I think I have used this before, but I brought it with me anyway, just to be sure. I knew I was hiking all along a river today, so I didn't pack that much water. So I'm going to collect water from the river. Also, just to get really super comfortable with all of this setup. The flies have come out. They're pretty bad right now. Thankfully, I did think of bringing bug spray this time. I'm just going to spray it around the place. Okay, I think this is about ready. Oh, the steam is getting hot. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I have some pasta sauce, which just like heat up with the residual heat. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. Are you ready for the first bite? I don't know how hot it's gonna be. Oh my god, that's good. I mean, you can't really ask for a better place to sit and enjoy your lunch, can you? I feel like I should do this kind of adventure more, where I just come out to somewhere to just sit and make a lunch on the little stove. I am a happy gal. Okay, and that's that. Lunch break over. Time to get back on the trail. So the main reason I wanted to come out and do this trail, well, the trail has been on my list. I've wanted to do it, but specifically stopping and making the ravioli lunch and not just bringing like a packed sandwich, which is what I would normally do, is because I have been really wanting to do a solo camp all summer. And I did mention how I have solo camped once before. It was 2 years ago, and I camped on the hill slash mountain behind my mum's house down in Wexford where I grew up. So it's somewhere that I was super familiar with, and I knew it wasn't really like a place. There's a car. I knew it wasn't a popular trail. There wasn't going to be many people around. So I hiked up late in the evening in June when a really late sunset, set my tent at sunset, woke up early and left, like wasn't disturbed. But I was still a little bit afraid during the night with the wind and the noises and stuff. But I did it, but I haven't done it since. So I think your confidence with these things might not necessarily be linear. So I have solo camped before, but now all of a sudden it feels even like a bigger deal than it used to be, and I don't feel totally ready for it. So I wanted to come out and challenge myself a bit, use all of the cooking gear so that I can be totally familiar with all of that, do more solo hikes, rebuild up that confidence again, so that I'm building my way back up to the solo camp. So it's not necessarily just a dive in the deep end kind of thing. I'm practicing, I'm preparing, I'm building my confidence up. I think that's the best way you can do it. And if something knocks your confidence and you have to kind of rebuild it, it's not the end of the world. You just keep trying. And while I'm doing all of this preparation work, I'm still out here. Is there a fly on the lens? I'm still having fun doing these other smaller adventures in the meantime. So can't complain. I just spotted some blackberry bushes actually. Hopefully there'll be some more, because that'll be a nice little snack. Yum. Oh, I dropped it. I hit the jackpot. Look at all of these. They're so big. Oh yeah. Ooh. They're being sour. So this is quite interesting. You actually have two choices here. I could go straight to Lara and it's 25 minutes, or to Tropperstown, which is where I am heading, in 55 minutes. So you have some route options here. Oh, as you may be able to tell from the colour of my face, I've just completed what I think is like the only uphill really of the whole trail. And I'm up quite high now. I've got lovely views over this hedge of the Wicklow mountains around me, which is nice. Even though we are just on a road again, these views are pretty good. Oh yeah, I think that's Glendalough. That's Glendalough Valley there. Oh, lovely. Oh, I'm definitely working up a sweat. I'm looking forward to this dip in the river even more so now. And I think we're not too far from it. So as we make our way through the last, 15 minutes maybe, through this forest, down to the river and to the swimming location where I'll be finishing, I have my one final point about why I think solo adventures can be so meaningful. As someone who has always considered herself very independent, as soon as I found a big group of friends to go on adventures with, I started to feel like I was losing that independence so much because I was relying on them to do the planning and the driving, and I was with a group. I didn't have to plan everything out. And in general, in my life, I don't exercise my independence as much as I used to in like my early 20s when I was living in Dublin and in college and working and stuff. So it has been really nice to just reassure myself of my independence and remind myself of what I'm capable of. I think it can be really great to give yourself that reminder every so often of how much you are capable of. You're probably capable of more than you think you are as well. And I think with solo adventures, as you continue to challenge yourself and increase your confidence and build on working up that confidence and maintaining it, you can really show yourself then how independent and how capable and how confident you actually are. And I think it's really good to challenge yourself. Did you see that butterfly? I don't know if you caught it. It is really good to challenge yourself every so often. Start with small challenges, work your way up, push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit. And I'm really looking forward to what that next step might be for me. It's, the 22nd of August now. Summer is almost over, which means camping season, in my opinion, in Ireland is almost over because I don't have any really high quality winter gear. I definitely can't be doing winter camping. So I'd love to get out for a solo camp before the season is up. That's my goal. Let me know in the comments what your goal is, whether it's your step one goal of what the small little challenges you're going to take on, or your end goal. What do you want to work yourself up to for that really big, challenging solo adventure? I'd love to know. Maybe we can all get ideas from each other too. And I can now hear the river again. We're almost there. Time for a river dip to cool down. So there you have it. That's the end of the Avonmore Way in County Wicklow. Wrapping it all up with me having a real hard time getting into the river for this dip, but I was very determined. If you've been thinking about trying a solo adventure but something's been holding you back, I really hope this gave you a little bit of encouragement to finally go out and do it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on where you're at on your own solo adventures. Let me know in the comments. And if you want more inspiration, tips and ideas for your own adventures, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And if it's the safety in the hills that's one of your main hurdles, watch this video next to learn more about the MS1 and if it's something you might want to do. I hope you have a joyful week. I'll catch you in the next adventure.